So I have a better question. You went to Ebisu, but you've also done the ring, right?
Yeah. No, well, I was stationed in Germany for a while.
You had to choose 50 laps at the ring or 50 laps at Ebisu.
It's like one of those things. They're like apples, oranges kind of thing.
What about, you went to Ebisu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you drive Ebisu?
Yeah.
Okay, what was
Twice.
that like?
So Ebisu, the first time I went was in 2010, and at the time that was kind of like before the whole all the influencers and everything going to Ebisu and like doing these like trips and shit, and there wasn't really like a game plan on like how to do it, right? But I had joined the Air Force in 2008, so when I went the first time, I was stationed in Korea, so that I figured. Because like when you go over there, they call it a short tour. So you have 1 year, and they essentially authorize you can take up to 30 days of leave. Most people take that leave and go back to the United States. And I'm like, fuck,
Japan.
Why would you do that? Like, I mean, it's literally like an hour and a half flight to Japan. Like, no. So I bought a car through Power Vehicles, and then like I kind of relied on them a lot to like give me any information that I could about like, how do I get to the track? I don't know, and then I got on a flight. I think the flight only cost like $150, and then had to figure out the train system. I didn't have no smartphone, no GPS, no translator thing,
fucking raw dog
essentially. And then like also being me at the time, just completely naive to like everything. I'd be like, oh, this will be fine. I'll just go by myself. I'm not going to have any problems.
Is it true that out there in Japan, like most places you go have somebody that can translate to English? Because I hear it's mixed.
I think it's different. I think it might be different now, but when I went in like 2010, which I mean, really isn't, I mean, to me, that doesn't feel like it's that long ago, but like, it's 13 years ago. But back when I went, if you were like in Tokyo, in like any of the bigger metropolitan areas, it wasn't that bad. But like Ebisu is pretty rural. Like it's in Nihamatsu, which is this little town, and then it's like way up the mountain. And I basically had to sit there and like almost negotiate with my cab driver to take me up to the track because he couldn't understand what I was asking, because I was just like because I'm like pronouncing it wrong. Yeah. And I'm like Ebisu Soketo. And he's like, what? And I'm like, Ebisu, like, and he's like, and then he just like, he looks at me and he's like, oh yeah, this dude's a foreigner. He's going to the track. Like, it's not that anything I said made sense to him. It's just like, he looked at me like kind of hard. And
I understand.
I know where you're wanting to go.
That's funny.
And then this cab driver drove like an absolute madman up the hill. Like,
I mean, they gotta all drive like that, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he nearly like ran a dude over like on the trip up to the track.
You want to see some real speed, bitch?
Yeah, right? Like he
fast as fuck, boy.
Dude, he threw the car around this turn, and there was this guy walking across the street, and he just like slams on his brakes and almost like fucking drifts around the dude, and then like sits there staring at the guy walking across the street, and the guy in the cab driver is like,
get out of my way.
He's like acting like he's the problem. like what the fuck are you doing walking across the street?
That's awesome.
And but yeah, so he got me up to the track, and the best part is that like I'm like, okay, I'm at the track, and when I got there, I think it was like 5 o'clock, so the track was just about to close. I don't know anything about like, well, how do I go in? Where do I go to go talk to Andy and Emily? Like, where's Power Vehicles? And the cab driver basically turned the clock off, drove in the exit of the track because the entrance was closed because the track was just about to close. And he drove me straight to Power Vehicles. Like, he knew exactly where I wanted to go. I didn't even ask. He just like drops me off.
Get out.
Drops me off at Power Vehicles garage in the middle of the track. And he didn't even charge me for like the extra time, which I thought that was sick.
Yeah, cool.
And
we like the psycho cab driver.
Yeah, he was amazing. And
Cheers
then
to you, buddy.
But
how many laps did you end up doing at Ebisu?
I don't know. Like, I was there for like 4 days the first time. And
what are the hotels like?
Are they as small as they look on camera?
I never stayed in a hotel.
Oh.
I didn't stay in a hotel the whole day. So there's this building that's across the street from the track that's owned by the track. It's called the Driver's Hall, right? And you can stay there for free. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not comfortable. It's literally just a room, hardwood floors, and a bunch of futons in the back that you can like grab and throw on the floor. But you know what? Free is free.
Yeah, fuck it.
The first time I went, like I was so broke. I had not hit my target for how much money I needed to save up. So I literally brought MREs with me to eat. Like I brought food in my bag because I'm like, I didn't have a rental car. Like
that's hardcore,
dude,
bro.
It was like one of those things where I was like coming up to it and I was looking at my bank account and I was like,
I don't know if I can do this, but
I think I might
do it.
I think I might die, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it.
I'll be in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. So I went so I went to the track, and the first person that I ended up meeting after the cab driver dropped me off was Stewie Bryant. Like first English speaking person I ran into in Japan. And at the time I had no idea who he was. And I was just asking him because I was like, I didn't know where the driver hall was. I knew that it existed, but I didn't know where it was located. I didn't know that it was literally just at the entrance. And I was already there. So he was, he's an Australian guy. He was, I don't know, 2015 or 2016. I can't remember the year, like Australian drift champion. Like he runs a bunch of the events there.
Yeah.
You know,
huge deal. You're just like, but you're just like, I just need to know where to crash, bro.
Right, exactly. So I was like, hey, do you know where the driver's hall is? Yeah, all right, mate. We're headed there right now. If you want to jump on
That's a good accent.
That's really good, actually.
If you want to jump on the trunk of the Lazo, then we'll head down there. And like I'm like sitting on the trunk of his Laurel,
holding MREs.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I'm ready for dinner,
dude. The road like down to the hall. Like I mean, it's like all hairpins throughout the whole complex. So like, trying to get from track to track, and I'm sitting on the back and I'm like, oh, I hope I don't fucking fall off. I don't have family. You know, I haven't even like told the military I'm coming over here to drift. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Japan for vacation. Like I'm not doing anything dangerous. Because they make you fill out all these forms about all this.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I'm just going over there sightseeing. So I'm sitting on the trunk like, I hope I fucking. So anyway, we end up at the hall, and then like pretty much the whole time I was there, I was just like riding with Stewie and his friends because they had a car.
All right, so I have a better question. So you went to Ebisu, but you've also done the ring, right?
Yeah. No, well, I was stationed in Germany for a while.
So which one would you, if you had to choose, which one would you rather do? 50 laps at the ring or 50 laps at Ebisu?
It kind of it's like one of those things. They're like apples oranges kind of thing.
I know. Which one would you rather eat?
I think now, I would probably. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to pick Ebisu anytime. But but I think I still want to go drive the rim more. Yeah, because I did about the 2 years I was in Germany. I think I did about 50 laps or so on the ring, and
that's badass as fuck.
It's funny because it's like 50 doesn't sound like that much, but then like when you put it into context,
I know what it is.
Yeah, especially like when
you're
it's
worn
like
the fuck out after 50 laps.
It's a quarter of a tank per lap, like because you're just 10 minutes just flat out for that entire time, plus the elevation change and everything.
Me and my two brothers, when we first got a sim, that's what we did. We plugged it up to play Forza 7, and then we would just get wrecked drunk and drive the ring. You know, who could drive it the fastest? Caleb like knocked it out in like 7:10.
It's crazy because it's like it's like you realize like how long that track is, and then you're just like why would anybody want to sit there and drive on the same lap? And then it's like you drive it and you're like, oh my god, this is the best.
Awesome.
It's the best track.
Yeah, it's awesome. Even in a video game, I want to drive it. I was curious about that when I saw both of those. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to ask him that." You know?
Yeah, because like no, the track is so much more. I mean, like you would think it would be, but at the same time, I'd driven it so much in games, and then when I went out to the track in real life, I was like, I literally sat in the on the right hand side with my blinker on to let everybody pass because I was just like.
It's just like the game.
No, it was just like, I don't know where I am. It's so, I mean, at the time, the games were worse. Because the first time that I went on the track was on the ring was, I think, 2012. So, like, there weren't any laser scanned versions of the track at the time. So, like, they were kind of.
Yeah, no elevation. Or
It's
not
like-
no, but
It's like I knew the layout, but like the elevation wasn't accurate in any way. And I was like, there were parts of the track where I'm like, I'm going to drive up a wall. Like that is so steep. Like that's impossible, and there's like optical illusions, like when you're going around the track where it looks like it goes to the left, but it actually goes to the right. And then there's all the little weird bumps that are places that are in bad spots, like consistently.
Dude, there's like a whole YouTube video section, wrecks at the Nürburgring. You know, there's like a whole thing about it. You can just go watch it. It's just people just wrecking the fuck out of their cars.
There's actually
maybe we're alike in that sense, because you were saying that earlier, and I was like, I don't know if I want to see people wreck their cars. And then I'll sit there and watch a 60-minute video of people fucking shit up. In
Drip fails.
Dude, I watch those Nürburgring videos all the time.
Oh,
like,
dude, the ones where they
wrecks.
bounce, it's insane looking, dude. It looks like ping pong.
The one thing that I'm always thankful for is I've never wrecked my car on the ring, and I never wrecked a car driving a car, but I was in a wreck
At the ring?
as a passenger.